All right, we're back. Chapter 5 of Peak. Peak just had a big change of events in Chapter 4. The judge sentenced him to probation and a $150,000 fine, but the fine is returnable if he doesn't get in any more trouble. So now there was one stipulation. He basically had to disappear from New York, and he has to go with his father, and they're going to Thailand, ultimately, where we started the book, China and Tibet. Okay, chapter 5, we're going to learn about his twin sisters a little bit. It's called The Twins. The judge told us there was a swarm of reporters waiting in front of the JDC, and we would have to leave the back way. My father was the first to go. He said he had some errands to run, and he would meet me at the airport. It occurred to me that I should thank him, but by then, he was halfway down the hallway, tearing the tie off of his neck like it was an anaconda. I guess I would have plenty of time to thank him later, since we were going to be spending the next 3 years together. Mom gave me my passport and a small backpack stuffed with clothes. Rolf had gone off to find the twins. Are you coming to the airport? I asked, still feeling a little numb. Of course, she said, but we may not have time to wait for your flight to leave. Rolf has a trial. I flipped through the pages of the passport. So you knew I was leaving? Not really, she answered. Josh got in late yesterday, and we spent the whole night trying to put this together. Are you okay with this? I don't know, she said. I would have been nice to plan it out a bit more, but Josh has to get back. It's probably just as well. I think the thing that tipped it for the judge was the fact that you would be gone today. Yeah, poof, I said. She smiled. And we can get you back as fast as you disappeared. She pulled out a credit card and an international calling card and her purse, and she gave them to me. If things go sour, or if you just want to come home, use these. I slipped the cards into the pocket of one of the moleskins in my backpack. Once you get there, we'll ship whatever clothes you want. How long? I asked. Well, that's up to you, I guess. If you make it to the end of the summer, we'll reevaluate. But if you want to come back sooner, all you have to do is call. The judge didn't put any restrictions on when you could come back. What about Dad? I asked. I know exactly what you mean, she said. Josh seems to have mellowed since the last time we saw him. He traveled a long way to help. I can't tell you how shocked I was when he stepped into Tracy's office. At that point, we were absolutely desperate. The best Tracy thought we could do was get a reduced sentence. Josh listened to the situations, then proceeded to outline exactly what happened today in the courtroom. When you're at the end of your rope, there's no one better than Joshua Wood. Unfortunately, he doesn't pay much attention until you're dangling. And then she laughed. Rolf and Tracy said he should have become an attorney instead of a mountain climber. I'd better go talk to the twins, I said. As soon as Rolf and Mom left us alone, Patrice and Paula burst into tears. Who's going to walk us to school? Who's going to walk us home? Who's going to play with us at the park? What about our birthdays? Why did you have to climb that stupid building anyway? It was easy to become confused around the two Ps. They had a mysterious way of looking at things. They also tended to finish each other's sentences as if they shared the same brain. I guess I should explain our relationship. They were born on my 8th birthday, which at first did not go over very well with me. You don't want to spend your 8th birthday in a loft with a babysitter while your mother and your nervous stepfather are at the hospital having twins. From then on, your special day is going to be the twins' special day too. It took me a good 2 years, but the twins finally won me over. They were brilliant, hilarious little peas, and they worshipped the ground that I walked on. Yeah, that really helped. They had a full-time nanny for the first few years, but I started spending so much time with them, Mom and Rolf let her go. Paula and Patrice were probably the best birthday presents I could ever have gotten. And for the first time since I got busted, I really regretted climbing that stupid skyscraper. What was I going to do without the two Ps? We read that your daddy is not the same as our daddy? Patrice sniffled. Oh, I cringed. Another terrible result from the moron climbing the skyscraper. We had never told them that I was their half-brother. Rolf and Mom just thought it would be best, or it would just confuse them. They always underestimated the twins. But I hadn't wanted them to learn about it from the newspaper. It hadn't taken the reporters long to figure out Spider Boy was Joshua Wood's son. We're half-sisters, Patrice said. Paula shook her head and rolled her eyes. I already explained it to you. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. That's a whole. So together, we are his whole sister. That's right, Patrice said. I forgot. I told you they had a mysterious way of looking at things. We always wondered why your last name was different from our last name, Paula said. I thought it was because we were twins and you weren't. Some kind of name rule. My mom and Rolf got married. I kept my mom's maiden name, Marcello. Rolf offered to adopt me legally, but I passed. I liked my last name and I didn't want to change it, and I didn't like Rolf all that much. There was nothing the matter with him, really. It's just that he wasn't my real father. More on that later. You're going to Thailand, Patrice said? Where they make these? And she pulled off my necktie. Not quite, I said. Thailand is a country in Southeast Asia, just south of China. When will you come back? Paula asked. I'm not sure, I said. Will you be here for our birthday? Birthdays, Patrice corrected. Will you? I hope so, I said. But it costs a lot of money to fly from Thailand to New York. We have money. $64.35. Paula shook her head. $64.47. Is that enough? Maybe, I said. Look, I'm going to miss you, and I want you to write to me a lot of letters. Yes, we promise, they said in unison. Mom and Rolf came back into the room. We better get going, Rolf said. Rolf pulled up to the departure curb at the airport, and we all got out. Mom started crying, and when the twins saw her crying, they started crying. I gave them a group hug. As I held them, I glanced at Rolf. He was standing off to the side, awkwardly as usual, and I realized that I was going to miss him too. I gently untangled myself from the girls and I walked over to him. I'm sorry about all the trouble, I said. Rolf put his hand on my shoulder and smiled. It's going to be pretty boring around here without you. Take care of yourself and don't hesitate to use those cards. He looked at Mom and the twins, and for the first time ever, I saw tears in his eyes. We're going to miss you. Okay, that's chapter 5, mainly just about the twins. But now Peke's headed to the airport, and he's headed on an adventure with his real father. Okay, we'll get to chapter 6 soon. See you guys.